Parliamentary Assembly to deliver his opening remarks. Please.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Excellencies, good morning. I would like to start by thanking Speaker Kurtulmuş and our hosts of the Turkish delegation, Mr. Mevlut Çavuşoğlu is head of delegation. Thank you very much for their warm welcome and excellent organization of the NATO Parliamentary Summit. It is a pleasure to be here in Turkey, particularly in Istanbul, a city whose history embodies the meeting of continents and cultures. Few places could better frame our conversations today on turning political resolve into tangible outcomes. And the scale and intensity of its recent air campaigns show clearly that the conflict is still escalating. Russia is also intensifying its campaign of hostile activities against NATO allies, using cyber attacks, sabotage, economic coercion, and other instruments of pressure that challenge our societies every day. At the same time, terrorism remains the most direct asymmetric threat to allies, and the growing alignment among Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea challenges our security and intensifies strategic competition from the North Atlantic to the Black Sea and from the Arctic to the Strait of Hormuz. Being here today underscores a simple reality. Our security depends on the choice we make together and responsibilities we are willing to shoulder. That is why this parliamentary summit matters. As parliamentarians, we have a clear responsibility to meet this moment. At the Hague Summit last year, NATO leaders agreed to historic commitments. In Ankara, next week, they must demonstrate a clear and credible route to implementation. It falls to us, as parliamentarians, to help translate those commitments into the capabilities our nations require. Words alone do not deter aggression. Money does not allocate itself. Capability does not appear on command. It takes political courage, legislative action, and public trust. This is where we, as political leaders, can make the difference. And this is where the NATO Parliamentary Assembly can serve as a catalyst for action. Next week's summit outcomes will rely heavily on parliamentary action. We must ensure that our national parliaments support meeting the 5% defence investment plan with urgency and make all possible efforts to accelerate, deliver timelines well before 2035. At the same time, building a stronger Europe in a stronger NATO will require not only higher spending, but also smarter, faster, and more coordinated investments. It will demand procurement reform, predictable multi-year funding, stronger industrial capability, greater innovation, and removal of barriers to defence industrial cooperation. We should lead those efforts in our national parliaments. And we must champion these changes by engaging our citizens and being honest and transparent about the need for greater investment in defence, ensuring clear accountability to those we serve. Our responsibilities: sustaining support for Ukraine. A strong, sovereign and independent Ukraine is vital to the stability of the Euro-Atlantic area, and our support must be faster, more predictable, and aligned with Ukraine's needs. And they extend to strengthen resilience across our societies, protecting critical infrastructure, reducing strategic dependencies, and building a culture of defense and preparedness in our societies. Let this Parliament Summit speak with clarity. NATO stands united. NATO is adapting to the challenges before us. NATO will defend every inch of allied territory. NATO remains the essential force multiplier of our nations. And this assembly will help ensure that commitments became capability, that solidarity became strength, and that resolve becomes action.
Summit.